Let's start streaming, right? All right, we're about to. So we're starting to stream right now, and we want to make some analyze some pairs for the coming week. So, like I said, you probably see it on the title. We're going to be analyzing at least three pairs today, and we'll be looking at gold, BTC, and AUD USD. So we'll be looking at that. You guys are going to see how I analyze my market, and I'm going to tell you guys where to wait for the market and what to observe before you, so that you can take the market. So you'll be seeing what you need to wait for in order to take the market at the end of the analysis. I'm going to show you. First, we're going to start with the review of what I analyzed last week, just surface review, so that you see how the market actually went after our last analysis for last Sunday. So today and last Sunday, we're analyzing another one. Now today is 15 April, right? And so 15 March 2026. The last time we analyzed pairs like this was on the 8th of March 2026, and everything played well perfectly the way we analyzed it. I'm going to show you as we start off right away exactly by 5, so that you will be able to see how we do the analysis and how we expect market to play out and how we wait for the market, and exactly you see everything where I do it. So the case of this is for you guys to understand, what do I call it? Sniper entry trading strategy. And people say it's unbelievable, that's not possible and all that. But you can know more, you can know more than what you know. Where your knowledge, the level of your knowledge, that's how you can speak or talk or discuss about something or make suggestion about what you don't know. And sometimes for some people, they do think that what they know is the best in class, is all there is, but they don't know there's something higher than that. Sometimes they want to use their experience in terms of how many years they have spent and all that. They want to use that to uh, believe that maybe you just came up, they're just starting up, and then there's no way you can know as much as they do and something like that. But they don't know that sometimes it's about those people who are able to go in to dig deeper at certain knowledge. You understand? Cover the knowledge gap and everything that relates to a particular field or industry or sector. You understand? And that is the only thing that always make the difference. So right now, we'll be going in to review what happened last week, and then we'll see how we can take trades, gold, AUD USD, and BTC, and endeavor to follow me for page, because tomorrow we'll be analyzing GJ. Yeah, we'll be taking another three pairs, probably reviewing what has happened tomorrow evening or thereabouts. We'll be analyzing that as Monday. That's on 16th. We'll probably be analyzing other pairs. That will include GJ, probably GJ, yeah, and maybe some few other pairs. So if you want to see how analysis is done, top-down analysis is correctly done to a particular zone where you are going to be waiting for the market so that you can make your entry and we'll be taking your profit. Just come to this to the platform here. You will see how we analyze the market and take sniper entries that price market does not come back to you again in order to threaten your stop loss. You will say bye-bye to all those opinion, some of them unfounded, like stop hunting, stop loss hunting, and manipulation, and the rest of things that people talk about the forex market or some certain brokers. So you understand this strategy that I'm using. You will never ever even think about all that, or even to use fundamentals to trade. You will not even care what the news is saying, but you take your entries and take your profits, and that will be also that today. All right, so we'll be going to the chat right now. And just I want to shut this camera down so that we use only the chat. All right, so we just sit down. We are here and we want to get started. We are here and we want to get started, of course. We are here and we want to get started. You just give me time to close this camera. All these things. What's the hell is wrong with stuff, man? All right, we are coming to get started. All right, we are coming to get started, though. Coming, we're about to get started, man. All right, so we'll be using just the chat right now. Just hold on for us. We are coming, please. Like I said, we are going to be analyzing three pairs: gold, AUD USD, and then BTC. Those are the three pairs we're going to be looking at. But first, we want to check out what happened the last time after our analysis last time. That's what we want to take a look at. All right, so if you're there, if you're here with me, anywhere you are,
you have not posted today.
Anywhere you are, please let me know you are available. You're on TikTok. You're on the right platform. I want you to signify by telling me I'm here. Just type in I'm here. I'm here. You're listening to me. I'm here so that we can get started. All right, I can see some people, but I'm just seeing a statistic. So when you say something, I will be able to know that human is available here. So if you're here, please, if you're anywhere you are, on TikTok or Red platform, just type, I'm here. I'm waiting. All right, I'm waiting. So just type, I'm here. I'm here. If you are here, let's know you are here by you just typing, I'm here. All right? Hello? Okay, I'm trying to be sure that people are listening to me. Sure. Have you used this nylon before? All right, if you're here, let me know. Type, I'm here. Or we are here. This word first. That's what. Do you know how much is it? All right, we're about to get started, but okay. Yeah, I can see. Yes, I can. I can now hear people. Yes, I can see people. I'm here. I'm here. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. People from Red platform, I can see you. I'm trying to find out what about these ones from from TikTok.
We're going to get started, but okay.
All right, so I'm just trying to be sure that TikTok is up. So I can see that it's up right now. Martins will always be here, sir. I'm present. Yeah, I can see that. And there's somebody at the other platform that have not commented from what I can see here. Anyway, so let's get started. First of all, let's go try to review what we had last week. And please hold on, I'm coming. Okay. I guess I'm set. I'm not very set for this. All right, so let's go. So first of all, we want to see what happened last week, and where do we go? Let's start with AUD USD. Let's just summarize that before we go analyzing for today, going to the analysis. I guess let's go to 15 minutes. All right, okay. Let's start from, let's summarize it maybe around 1 minute. Okay. I guess this place is okay. Let's start from here. First of all, you see, after analysis, we specify the space within which market is going to move. And you can see when you look at this top side, this zone, this area, this zone, and then this zone. That's where we expected that we projected that market is going to move through. All right, so this is 4 hour time frame, and then so let's go to 15-minute time frame, because after this analysis, we talked about a situation where we'll be having a buy in a given zone. Let me lock up this place so that we'll be having a buy in a given zone. All right. This is sorry, this thing I've shifted to another pair. All right, from the analysis last week, you see market closed here for the previous week, and then the market jumped and started here. This is where the market began for this week, and it started bearishly here. At that time, when market was starting, we were still analyzing the charts. When market started, we wanted to leave the charts to come analyze this next time because of this jump, but in the end, we decided that we were going to analyze it anyway. And then we analyzed the market, and from here we talked about taking a buy from around this area, and then we talked about taking a sell from around this area. If the market should come back to this area, we're going to take a sell. But we talked about that we should wait and allow the market to come to this point for a buy, come to this very zone for a buy. That's what one of the scenarios we painted, that it's better for us to allow the market to come to this zone, and then we're going to take a buy for there when market gets there. And then we talked about this zone as the area that will be looking for a sell, to take a sell. These are long positions, taking a position and hold it for a while, at least for a day or two, for 24 hours or days, depending. You cannot predict how long it will travel before getting to the destination. Sometimes it does it within few hours, but that's not for you to predict. All you need to know is where you should be taking your trade from. That's exactly what you should know. So, but we said we should wait for the market to come to this point for a buy, and then this place will be ultimately for a sell. Why in between? Let me do this and I'll explain one more thing before we leave here, because here we're not here to really talk much about this. I've tried to talk about it before. All right. So this is where where the market was. We marked out this for a sell zone. But if you look at, you discover that when market got to this place, there was a sell. There was a sell to this other block that he created after he came here for a buy, meaning that the placement took place here. So you could have taken a sell to this particular other block where it is. So eventually, when market goes to this place, we said there's going to be a sell. Then that place was a sell, as you can see that. All right. So ultimately from here, we're talking about taking a buy. And if you take a buy, this buy is going to be, because it's like really doing full retracement to a point since the market started. All right. And then you can see it after this, the buy went on. And you can see that the zone we talked about that sell is going to happen. The buy gets to that point. And you see this buy two here was just, the TP was taken here just at the beginning of the zone, because that is the best way to take your TP. The next zone, if you like, in fact, if you decide to swallow the whole zone, take your TP here, you would have still be the same. But to be in a safe zone, get to at the beginning of the zone, take your TP there. Like that. This is a very long this is about 1,658 people of AUD USD. While you are sacrificing just 54 people of AUD USD. You see the risk to reward ratio is 1:30 risk to reward ratio, if you catch it. So it's just normal that you take your profit here instead of waiting there. But I'm not saying it's wrong to go there, just to ensure that you cannot most of the time the market will get to the tip of the zone and return from that place, and it will not go all the way again as you expected. But if you do this, Shebi, you'll be fine. So what I'm just saying is that the market eventually did all the things we talked about, and eventually when it got to this place, to this zone, there was a sell at this zone. And I always tell people that for you to make an entry, you have to wait for, you will need to wait for a turning pattern. That turning pattern is always the key thing that tells you when market gets to your zone exactly what you will need to do. All right. So the turning pattern is the key thing. When you mark out your zone, what makes you understand? For instance, now when you get to this place now, you will now discover that there was a turning pattern around this area. So within the general zone, you can see this mark. I put this mark later on. That's after this market rejected here. So here I want to wait for the market to come back to it and reject again, or do a lower high. You can see here is more like a top with a lower high in terms of candle close, but with a longer rejection in terms of week. Do you see that? All what exhibited here now, there are many places you can see when you complete the turning pattern. For instance, here, after doing this high, it came and take out that high, but the next one that came was not able to take out this high. Instead, there was a rejection. This is where the turning pattern, spotting it as, that will enable you to take a trade, got completed here from this candle or this candle here. Let me zoom in for some that are not. So this candle on this candle, you can see that's the point, and you see that market never came back to this zone after this, because this is a turning pattern. When a turning pattern has happened, market never comes back. It's just about you being able to spot it, and there are different ways turning pattern can play out. Those are the things you also need to know, and you can only know by the time you understand turning pattern and you practice to perfect it, and through your practice you'll be able to understand so many different ways it plays out in different scenarios like that. Okay, you can see, assuming you didn't take it here, let me show you another thing that completed a pattern. This one is in terms of double top here. All this rejection is a message you should also get that will also help you. But you can see there's another one. Look at this high here. Look at this high. This high and this high, they are forming what we call head and shoulder top. But there's something unique about this. Do you see? We call this one a shoulder. We call this a double head. It did a double head here. That's another scenario. Now, remember the first scenario is a scenario we talk about double top. Now, so considering this and this as a turning pattern, then we consider the whole of this place as a head. So here you have multiple heads created here in between this shoulder and this shoulder. And now, one unique thing that always happens in head and shoulder top or head and shoulder bottom is when the next shoulder, the shoulder that you should be taking your entry is actually lower than the first shoulder. That's the last shoulder is lower than or higher, depending on, this one is a set trade. So I'm talking about being lower. Yeah, if it's a buy trade, we're talking about where we are having the other shoulder being higher. So this one is a signal that the market is going to go far, that is not just going to return, just like here. It does this and come back and does this and come back just so soon. But you see that this is 15-minute time frame, so this is also huge. But in relation to, in relating it to how far the market is supposed to go, the first point you need to understand is that after it is this shoulder, after doing multiple head here, considering this first shoulder that formed, you discover that here the market never came back to here again. So as you can see from what we want to see now, what I want to do now, you see the market kept going down after that. So this forms a turning pattern. If you do not get it here, you can get it here. It continues like that. Even here too, as you can see that. So, and you see how far the thing went. Just from the zone we told we should be selling when it comes. But you don't do anything. You don't put, if you put pending order here, for instance, your pending order will be here. If you don't have stop loss to cover this far, because this is 15 minutes, so this is huge when it comes to stop loss. It will take you out before going your direction. So turning pattern is the only thing that helps you to enter the trade where the market will never come back to your stop loss again until it has gone to very far to the other direction. So that is the thing. So, but what we're taking out is that our analysis last week played out perfectly. A buy from here to a sell from here, and other buy or sell in between, like we talked about. That is for AUD/USD. So let's now go to gold and let's see what happened. Gold, we use Pepperstone to analyze. So let me look for that broker, Pepperstone. All right, so this is Pepperstone. I'm just summarizing what we did last week. So similar thing happened. First, we were able to identify where the prices were going to go, run in between, and that's exactly what we have here. So the same thing, we talked about taking a buy here. Talk about doing a sell. You see these red places, there are areas to sell. Areas where we could sell. So let's see how this played out. So the buy happened here, and the sell also happened here. See, as we design it exactly, price played out within those zones, exactly like that. And all right, so sorry, in case I just want to pick something so that I can see anybody that is asking question. Anybody that is asking question. Mr. Williams, I'm not sure you understand what a high win rate is. I can see what you are saying. I don't think you know what a high win rate is. I'm not even sure you know how to trade. I'm sure you are one of the gamblers in the market. All right. I want you to show me, Mr. Williams. I want you to take a trade. I'm not saying you should show me your broker results. Just take a trade, and then I want you to give to run updates, real life updates on that trade. Take gold. I want you to do 1,000 pip tomorrow morning. Let me see it. If you do that, I will know that you know how to trade. Mr. Williams, if you are here, you are listening to me. That's what I'm telling you. As market open, take a trade. I want to see you do a 1,000 pip of gold just tomorrow, and then do it. Just give live updates. When you enter the trade, show us, update us until you hit TP. All right. show you both your timing and everything. Then I'll know that you know how to trade. Else you don't know how to trade. I don't think you know how to trade at all. All right. So now we're talking about good. So you see our analysis, you can go to the web platform. We still have all this analysis live because it's always live analysis, and how we describe them, you're able to find out. All right, so the buy happened here and the sell happened here. But before we leave this pair, let me just show you something a little. Let me show you something a little. When we started analyzing the charts, so let's make it bold. So once again to Mr. Williams, we don't talk about high win rate. We'll talk about our target is 100% win rate. That's what we target, not high win rate. High win rate means that you have percentage of losses. All right. All right, just summarizing what we did last week. Now, for those that were here live with us, let's go back to our goal. Those that were here live with us last week, you will notice what happened. One of the things that played out that last week. You see, the market was exactly here, this point. This is where the market was. The market was here. And then we already marked out this point after when the market eventually opened, because at the time we did our analysis, market has not opened. We talked about jump and all that. The market actually jumped. The market jumped into our sell zone, and as it jumped into that place, you see what it did. The thing sold exactly from that sell zone. Look at where the last candle for the previous week closed. This is where the candle closed. This candle was the beginning of this. So, and there was a jump from here. The market started forming here, right inside our sell zone that I've marked out. And what did it do? It sold exactly from there. Despite the jump, it sold. And you can see the market sold and sold and sold and really sold down immediately. So the zone we marked out for, where we should watch out for sell, even though the market jumped to go and start from there, but it was a sell directly downward, just like what we talked about. And then came to the buy zone, and there was a buy. It bought from there, went back to our sell zone. You can see, went back to our sell zone. You see, this is the zone it started when it sold. It came back again and get to this, the other sell zone. And what did he do? He did a turning pattern. Did you see that? In that zone, he did a turning pattern, and what? And he sold again. And it has been selling until market close on Friday. Did you see it? It sold until market close on Friday, and it eventually hit our zone, one of our zone, our buy zone again. All right. So, but you know that the market is right in downtrend right here now. So before the market, anyway, we will analyze the new markets. I think that we should just end it here. So the point is just that exactly what we analyzed last week was exactly how it played out, like that. So all you needed to do is to wait for our zone and then begin to pick it. So today, let's now start with the analyzing gold. We're going to try to analyze gold, BTC, and AUD USD for today. Let's see if we can do that before our time runs out. All right, so I want to delete all this now, so that we can start afresh. So normally we go and do what? We start from top-down analysis. Okay, let me unlock this and delete everything. So it's time to delete everything. All right, I want to be sure. Please, if you can still hear me, please type loud and clear. You can still hear me, type loud and clear, please. Loud and clear. If I can hear me, you can still hear me. Type loud and clear. I don't know whether my audio got distorted or what. There's something I'm seeing on my screen that I don't understand. So I just hope my audio is still on. Can you still hear me? Please type loud and clear. I'm waiting for you to type loud and clear so that we can proceed. Somebody is doing a great job. Somebody is doing a great job. Is that Mr. Martins? You're always a finished work whenever we come here. All right. So I say you should please loud and clear if you can still hear me so that we can continue. Whether you're on the right platform or you are in TikTok, you're on TikTok, loud and clear. We're analyzing gold, BTC, and yes, I can. Okay, loud and clear, loud and clear. Yeah, I've been seeing that. What about you on the red platform? I mean, sorry, TikTok. Can you hear me? I want to see somebody loud and clear. All right, so let's just go. I want to believe that everybody in different platforms who can actually hear me. So normally I don't start my top-down analysis from. I don't start it from weekly time frame. I start from daily time frame. All right, and all the thing that good has been doing is exactly what I've predicted from long time ago. Actually, what is doing right now. All right, so let's get started. Already you can see what I call extreme supply. Let me mark it out. Extreme supply zone for gold. Let me leave it with a different color. Let me leave it with this color. And then there is another one. Okay, let's say from that point we have a break of structure to downside. So let me pick the 2 to mark it. All right. Now, this particular point is like a sell zone. This is another block after a break below this rejection here by this candle. So this one is seen as another block right here. So now the size of this other block is, because I always say that you have to establish what is the size of the other block. This is the exact size of the other block. So, but there's no need of doing that now. This place is very, very far from current price. So let's identify our supply zone here. So this is our supply zone. All right. So remember, if price hits here, we're talking about from here to the end of our supply zone to be the size of the other block. That's where we expect to see a turning pattern of price. So there's a supply zone that is closer. Remember that because I need to tell you, some of you that want to tell me the traditional let's say smart money concept, the strategies within it. Well, I don't trade like that. I like to say that I try to mark out my zone based on the reality that market always play out after I've studied the market. So it might not rhyme with what you know, but that's the difference between us anyway. So this is the zone we are waiting for, and it's attached with another block here. Yeah, that is the rejection of that bearish candle. I don't know if you guys, if this thing is too, I'm trying to zoom it a bit so that you understand what I'm doing, in case those that are watching from smartphones. All right. Sorry, this thing is. All right. Hope you guys can still hear me, Sha. I hope you can still hear me. Can't believe you can still hear me. Loud and clear. All right, this is what we have. This is other block. After taking this particular one out, see, this week, I know people will say, look at it, did not cover this week, but I'm just telling you, this is how I analyze my market. I do not follow that textbook setup that you know, that everyone know. You get it? For me, this is already another block. So I would just want to wait for market to return back to it. If I'm trading in the daily time frame, for market to return back to this zone and do turning pattern, then I'll take my sell from here if that happens. All right. And this is okay. This one I did not mark this one well because I didn't zoom. Now that I zoom out, zoom it, I can find that's the beginning of the other block from here to the end here. That's where. So all these places are where market can come and do rejection and fall down and begin to fall again if market gets back to that point. So, but you can see here we already have a break of structure to the down. I mean, change of character here to the downside, and here attempted to go back to the other block. They did not hit it completely, but in some broker you actually did that because I've checked some brokers already. I saw that this thing has happened, but I'm surprised that it didn't happen here. So, but that is what happened because the differences in volume and trade and activities and different on a particular broker determine what happens on the chart. So that's what you should know. So all right now, these are we're creating bearish order block. Then we have a bullish order block, and that is where the market is presently testing. And what I do with bullish order block is that I mark it out with black. I mark bearish order block with red. All right. So, but if you notice, you now discover one thing, that from this order block here, this is supposed to be the end of that order block, or rather, this is where we have the ending. We should consider as part of the ending of this order block here. So in reality, it ends here, just at the this bearish candle within it. But this is where that's what we're talking about. People taking the market the way they come or the way they look like. I mean, the reality that happens in the market, you'll be considering up to this edge. In fact, I think what I will just do is that I mark it as a demand zone. Let me mark it out as a demand zone because that's other block that stuff would have been too big. So let's mark it off as a demand zone, and then let's paint it black. Let's paint it black. All right. Now let's measure what is the distance from where the current market price to that point. We'll take our sell 2, for instance, from where let's measure it from the beginning of it. This is about 1,000 plus peak. If you measure it to the last, that is 1,850 pips. You see, if you count this kind of market, what you did they do for chart again, another. So it looks small, but you see it's quite big, like that. So, however, the place we're not going to establish that as the space between where the market is going to move for us. This is what we want to do. Let's take this order block, this bullish order block. All right, it has been mitigated, but I told you, those of you that follow me understand that I don't care about what has happened to the other block. As far as price is probably going to come back to there again, I take it as a zone, because what determines what I do in the market is my turning pattern. Market gets there and begin to show turning pattern. You take your trade to the other side. All right, that's the reason why you will not be hitting stop loss, and that's the reason why you will not be blowing accounts, and that's the reason why you will always be having like 100% win rate every trade you take, if you carefully analyze it and take it the way you should, paying attention like that. So you see, this is the extreme zone we are looking at. But if the coming week, if price decided to really do what no good normally do, it can reach it. If not, it's not going to reach it. So if not, it's not going to reach it. But sometimes you see what Google can do now. It can fly, so it can. So, but we're looking at between this zone, especially here and here, between here and here. That is exactly what we're looking for. This sell zone here, before this demand zone, this sell zone. This is where we are looking at price to come to. Meanwhile, we are not doing swing trading. So let's go to 4 minutes. I'm just trying to explain things for some people. I would have just done my analysis the way I normally do it, market, and run away. But I just want to explain so some people can have insight into this. All right. So we begin to refine better. All right. So this zone now, this is our zone again here. But we'll have another one. You see here, that's after the break. I mean, I see this one as a break of structure to the downside. You see that? Okay, I think that's okay. Looking at this, that's change of character, rather. Change of character. Because here was going up on, okay, this change of character to the downside. All right. So that's what that did. So without coming back to the other block that caused the change of character, there is another change of character here. Remember, this is 4-hour time frame. So this is huge. So what is the size of this other block here? From here to here, like almost swallowing this zone that we have here now. So that's what we consider as the area we want market to turn, or we watch market to exhibit a turning pattern, and then we take a trade from there. This will look complex now to you, maybe, but when you understand this, you see that it's very, very easy like that. All you just need to do is to learn to understand all this. So let's refine this now to this point. So this becomes another block that breaking below here. So it become another block. So the other blocks start from here to here. Remember, this 4-hour time frame. So it's certainly going to be huge. Then, so we also refine this point, this other block here, to 4-hour time frame. So this is what we have done. Refine it to 4-hour time frame, so that this zone we are now looking at from the beginning of let me see if I can pick this and put it from the beginning of that other block, okay, to this zone. That's what we're looking at. Now, if you look, you now discover there is another block here. Like I said, I don't usually ignore anything that I find to be other block. So this is another zone. We'll be expecting market to react if you get to this place. The market can turn here. That's why you don't ignore it. And from here now, from all this place, from here down to here, from here down to here is a size of the place we'll be looking at. But you know, this is higher time frame. We'll get to lower time frame. We have a better refinement to this. So let's go to 2 hours time frame. Let's go to 2-hour time frame. All the places we are marking now, depending on whether you're a swing trader or you're a day trader, what you do is that you watch the market to come to this zone, or this area zone we're marking, and you take your trade if it's exhibiting a turning pattern. Like I said, turning pattern is the key thing here. The turning pattern is the key thing here. All right. So this, let's check this is now a bearish order block. Let's change it. I'm just refining it. So the turning pattern at any of this zone. Meanwhile, if the market get to this zone and reject, it's going to fall down, really fall. If it should reverse from here, come to this place before and rejecting around this zone. So the same thing, if you reject around here, it's going to go down, but not the much it will go if you reject from here. Assuming market open and price goes back to here and turns around this area, the market, any of this place, 1, 2. Of course, this place is like inside here now, because here, let's refine this better. This is a supply zone. The reason is because there is another block there now. There's a very shorter block here now. What is my essence of marking all these places? I'm marking every single place that market stand the chance of turning. All right. This helps you to understand when market is coming to that point, and then you begin to watch out for a turning pattern. Turning pattern is the key thing that help you to take your trade, and is the thing that make you to take your trade at the point that price will never come back to it. So, at that zone, we now call it turning point. All right, and we have long-term, short-term, and medium-term turning points. All those things you'll be able to learn. You might be able to learn it by just analyzing this chart now. Okay, so let's go down to 1 minute time frame so that we can finish with this one and then state what we are looking for. Try to talk about what we are looking for. Yeah. All right, so you see what we have. All right, so this zone from this point, because this one we can't refine, this is okay, and this is where the other blocks start. There is invisible other block here, but because they are closed, we won't be considering that for now. So we'll just keep refining this. These are the points. Ultimately, if price ever gets here and rejects, you are in a very big sell, or even if you get to the supply zone, you are still in a very big sell. So all you need to watch for is a turning pattern. Watch for a turning pattern. You know how to identify a valid turning pattern, then you are good. Then you are very, very good to go. You can ask questions if you have questions to ask. And well done, guys. And thank you for some of the things you are doing. All right, so let's go to, okay, now before we go, so here again, it's another block after breaking. After you see this, even this week, it breaks below it. So consider as other block. The reason why we are doing this is this: when markets come to this place, comes back, you see this market is valid to turn from this point where I mark this to this point here. So this is the zone we are waiting for a turning pattern. Turning pattern is like the trigger for you to enter or to exit, depending if you are just entering or you want to exit after you have entered the trade. That is it. So from here like this to here, that is the size of the other block. These are the zone we are waiting for the market to turn. So some will turn after it hits here, or you come inside here and demonstrate the turning pattern and begin to go down. That is what happens. And when you begin to trade like that, you now discover that you become, number one, you catch sniper entry every time, and number two, you're no longer afraid of entering the market to allow it to hit your TP. All right, I think we have refined this. Let's see. All right, we have refined this. Remember, the ultimate place is still here. It's still when market gets here. When market gets here, we begin to consider, okay, I think I should mark out this zone. So this zone, and mark it out. That other block there. So when market gets here, then we are watching between here and this particular point, this zone completely like this. But let's leave it because it's still very far. Maybe during our intraday analysis, this one is weekly analysis, to see what we play out. That's why selecting the zone where the market will walk throughout the week. And so if we have the opportunity to come for intraday analysis, we see what market has done, and then we can now see what next that market is going to do. All right, so let's go to 30 minutes time frame. Usually I use 15 minutes time frame as my entry time frame. So that's where we are headed. We are heading to 15 minutes. So I refine this to this other block. So here become from here to here as a whole is the zone we are looking at. So I refine this to this point. Also, almost from here, and there is another block that is close, very, very close to this zone as well. Let's, hope you can still hear me. Let me remove this. This thing is making this thing to jump. All right. So this other block here, so let's change it to, because it's very shorter block. So we'll be watching out here. If market come here and reject, whenever I get to that place, if it rejects, it's going to fall down very well. But if it climbs it and turns it to another thing, then it's going to hit this overall supply zone. And when market beats that supply zone, this overall supply zone where you are marked with, is it bluish stuff like this, then we'll say that down trend is over. So automatically down trend will be over. We'll be looking for serious buy, but you see, with our own analysis, we buy and sell depending on what market is doing from a particular zone. So, but we're talking about a situation where it will be only buy we'll be considering. Is after it is able to do that thing I talked about in that zone. So we're refining this. Okay, we're here now in 15 minutes. So we're refining this zone. We still take this as the other block from here. So basically, here, let's now begin to wear them some dress. So we want to observe our turning pattern around this zone. If price should come back to this point, what's happening? See, so this one, what I'm marking out is the exact size of the other block. Let's change it to red, because this is very shorter block, that zone. This is where we should observe our turning pattern when price gets to that point. All right, so please, you can tell me, in case anytime you cannot hear me, please let me know that you cannot hear me, please. Anytime at all you cannot hear me, let me know that you cannot hear me. All right. Okay. So let's go back. All right, this is where, so these are zones where we'll be looking for turning pattern if price get to that point. These are sell zones. When price get to that point, I think we should not mark more to the upside. We already have this one. Let's not mark more to the upside. Let's consider the downside after refining. All right. So this zone is the immediate zone we're looking at, but there is another. Let's mark out this. So this is also our sell zone. So remember that all zone and they not work the same. Like I said, we have short-term, long-term, and medium-term turning points. All right. And for instance, if market turn here and it gets to this place, if it's turning here, if you are taking a sell here, you should be taking your profit here. You should not exit this place before taking your profit. If markets continue going up and you see a turning point here and you want to buy, because this is a buy zone where the market is currently, you are not going to be waiting for market to take out here. Even if you do, you don't wait. In fact, there's a particular turning zone, that turning that it will do here before you take your price to this place, only if it has done it. So these are the things you need to learn when it comes to trading. And trust me, they are not too hard to learn, so that you familiarize yourself and understand exactly what the market will be doing, and you know where to buy. So, but we're looking at our extreme zones. So I advise you to wait for price here, or wait for price here. Observe a turning pattern before selling. If you sell, it goes down deep and all that. Right, I want to refine this particular zone, because I know that this zone, we took it from a very far place. Okay, I want to refine here so that we can pick. All right, so the market is likely to turn around this point. If market get here, this is the point where the market is likely to turn. This is where the market is likely to turn, really turn, if it gets here. To begin to go up. So I want you to mark out this place. It might happen during the week, it might not. So here we are having this other block here for 15 minutes time frame. So we're marking it black because it's a buy order block we are waiting for. So let's refine this one to this point. All right. So these are the zones we are waiting for. We're waiting for buys. Then there is this other block here. I don't know whether the market has taken it out, but let's mark it. We'll find out if the market has taken it out. But like I said, do not consider other block as if it's gone. There is something I did not pay attention to. I did not pay attention to whether we have trend lines and all that, but I'm going to leave it like that. Maybe when we come to analyze this later on again, we will begin to consider all of that. So now, this is where the market is currently. Let's mark this as black. When market open, you know there's going to be a jump. So we don't know where the market is already right now. But what we want to wait for is for the market open. So the place, when the market open, we see if it has jumped. But we're looking at this market too. It could turn here, but if it didn't, we'll be watching at these two zones, this zone and this zone. Market is going to turn. So, but then, first of all, you see, if market had to come back to this zone, you watch for a turning pattern and take a sell here. Or this zone, you watch for a turning pattern and take a sell here. You get, that's what you'll be watching. Then, for this place, there's nothing you can do here because right now, market would have either hit it or not hit it yet. Because, you know, most times there will be a jump, there will be a gap. So where we'll be looking at is here, or except if market open and it is not, the gap did not cover here, then begin to wait for a turning point here, for a turning pattern here, for you to take a buy from here. So when you take a buy from here, you possibly be trying to take your profit around this zone and all that. But remember, you go to 1 minute to observe the turning pattern. That is at 1 minute, you catch sniper entry and you catch a very good one. So the point you are watching for your buy is this zone, and this zone. Be watch it very well. What will help you to buy is a turning pattern. All right. Why for your sell? For a tangible sell, this zone, and this zone. Watch out for it. If you take out this zone, that means it's going to hit here. So you begin to watch for a change of character. If you see a change of character, you know that it's going to be buying. Assuming market start from here, start to move up. Where are you going to do that? That's in 1 minute time frame. You go to 1 minute time frame. All right. Already something like a turning pattern is already exhibiting in this zone we talked about. But we say when market open, note that jump, all those activities that normally happen during the weekend, you cannot say. Market will just open now. Price will just start from one very far place from where market finally closed before. But if you see here is already like a turning pattern, and exhibiting market that want to fly, that want to keep going up. So, but if you see this market come back to this zone again, look at, if you see this market come back to this zone around this area and did not take out this low and start turning here, that means there's going to be a turning around this after getting close to this very point. It will be time for you to buy. But the market can open, you see a jump upward because this is already a turning pattern. But this one, for me, is not that complete, especially since it's weekend. You don't even consider itself because you don't know where the market will be already because of those activities they normally carry out outside the official trading period. So that will cause a gap in the market. So when the market open, we can now judge it from. But all the areas I've pointed out is the area you should be waiting for to see what is going to happen when market get to those zones like that. When market get to those zones. All right. So I want to show you an example of turning pattern. A complete turning pattern. All right, you can see this place where we mark out now. You see the way what market did here. See what price did here. You see what price did here, right? Okay, I think it's still the part of the place we have explained. We have explained this before. This turning here, right? Okay, we did that this is paper stone now. All right. So this is exactly what we're talking about. You see this zone as we marked it, you see it covered the zone where the price turned. You see, this is an example of turning pattern that you witness. So normally you come to 1 minute. It's 1 minute that you catch it very safely. For instance, now let's see how many people will catch if you have taken a trade from here as the market turned. Let's take it. From here to this point now is already 500 pip of gold. All right. you put your price just above this thing, just above the wick. So you are talking about 40 pips to catch 530 pips. This is ratio to risk to reward ratio of 1:15. Remember, this is not where, because this is a major turning point, which means you will supposed to go down, down, down. You see the market. You see the market hit here, hit this zone, because it's a major turning point. You see it? So which means is that you would have targeted at least this zone. And this is 1:28 risk to reward ratio, and is this above 1,000 pip that you captured? That is when you catch the market in the major zones. And where are the major zones I want to talk about? I mean, here. So let me just show you just in case you didn't get me from our analysis. Where are the major zones? Let's go to 1 minute, to 1 hour, so that we can see the overview. See, if this market should come back, for instance, should come back to it has hit, it hit here, even here, if we pick, because of this, let's put this in between like this. Now it has hit this zone. Now if it came back to this zone and reject here, and reject this zone, it retests this zone and reject, the market is going to tumble down. It's going to tumble. And if you get to this point and reject, it's going to tumble. These are the places you take long trade down. You can take trade from here to even here. If you visit here back and get rejected again, you can take trade down to this point. The same thing with here. Then for a buy, where is the major zone we are looking at? Now for a buy, if the market comes to this zone and turned, you could partly take your buy here to hit this point, at this point, and you are going to catch it as sniper entry once you observe the turning point, because turning point is the thing that you need to observe that will make you to take the trade. You get it? So turning point is the main thing that will help you to take the trade. All right. So that's it. I don't know if you have any question about this gold, analysis for gold. We may come and be doing the intraday analysis if we have the time and opportunity to do so. But if not, all you need to do is that take note of these zones where we marked out. And what do? Observe a turning pattern when market get to those points. Like that. It might sound somehow if you don't understand what I'm talking about by turning patterns and all those things I've been explaining since. That means you just have to learn it. You have to find a way to learn how to understand it. But I'm telling you that when you understand this, you understand that it is very, very sweet. All right. So, and this kind of pattern will make you to stop having a losing streak and all that. So as you can see, talking about chart pattern, look at this is head and shoulder. Look at shoulder. Look at shoulder. This is head. This is the point where the leg, the leg that started it and take it to this high. You see it? So when market come back to it like that and turns here, that means it's going back. It's possibly going to take out this side. If you observe a turning pattern here, and this is going to be a long ride upward. So this from the side of a chart pattern and all that. So you should understand that. You should understand that. Then if it comes and then probably goes up and was not able to and does another change of character to the downside again, then you have to wait for it around here or around here. But I think that is going to be very, very long. That is may not happen this coming week. But good now. Anything can happen when it is good. All right. If you have any question, I will entertain it. If you have any question, you can ask. So we want to go to BTC. Yeah, somebody said always enter a trade from 1 minute time frame. Yes, that is the best place to observe the turning pattern. That's the best place to observe a turning pattern. I hope you get that. 1 minute time frame help you to catch a sniper entry so that you take the long ride as long as the trade runs. And that is the reason why it's difficult for you to hit your stop loss when you take it directly from the turning pattern. So that's, you will never hit your stop loss. It's guaranteed. So that's why, I mean, whether you are a swing trader, whether a position trader, whether you are a scalper, that's what you should do, the best thing. So let's go to BTC. Let's see if we can take a look at BTC. I want to find something in BTC. Which one? Jeez, this one is quick to me. There's something I'm looking for. I don't think it's here. Let me check out here. All right. I'm looking for, where is okay, let's use this one. Let's use crypto. So let's go to daily time frame. So this one won't do much explanation. I'm just going to analyze it the way it is so that we can move ahead. All right, so daily time frame. Daily time frame. Let me come in. So we want to look at BTC. Is it daily time frame? Okay, it is. Okay. I use this one for something. Let me use the other one because I use this for something. All right, so the first thing I want to do here in daily time frame is to zoom it and then connect a trend line from daily time frame here. Okay, so I'm just going to collect 2 points. Let me collect this point and this point. All right, so I connect these 2 points. This is daily time frame trend line. I will let you understand what this is for. Daily time frame trend line. Okay. All right, so we're not done. Let me zoom in to see. All right, so the last time price visited, what it did was, looking at this, look at the last time price visited. I'm doing this because this is the area where we have our price, current price. Look at the situation of our current price. All right, so if you watch, you discover that this thing is this is falling triangle, right? So but it doesn't matter. What matters is that price is waiting to either break above this place or to break below this place. That's what price is waiting to do. So now let's take a look at the structures. Now there is a break of structure to the downside here, the last break of structure. So obvious. This is even where the candlestick pattern, the candlestick that started it, this is where it is. This is BTC, of course, analyzing. This is, all right, so it's above price. So I'm going to change this to red, this other block. So it's a sell order block that we're looking at here. So this is a sell order block that we're looking at this point. All right. So remember, on the whole, we're looking at market breaking above here. If you break above this trend line, we'll begin to probably have uptrend to the point of possibly going to equal the last all-time high, maybe depending on what is happening and all that. So, but what about if you go below here? Of course, you begin to fall down like that. So breaking out of this triangle is one key thing we're waiting for. But before then, we are taking, look at, there was a break of structure to the downside here, and this other block that caused it here, and this is the size of that other block. Let's just mark it out. What happened now? All right. This is the zone that market need to break out of right now. All right. All right. So now I'm going to mark out this point as a potential other block. I can tell you, I can see that, okay, other block has not really, break of structure has not really occurred yet here. But what you can see now is when you want to talk about this structure, you see there's a change of character. After this move, there's a change of character to the upside. Breaking above here, there's a change of character to the upside. So what happens is that there's a retest of the other block. Look at, this is other block that caused the change of character here. So let me mark it so that you get what I'm saying. But I don't need to mark it again. I don't know if you can still hear me. All right, so let me find out if my audio is still working. Okay, my audio is still working. My audio is still working. All right. So this is the other block that caused the change of character to the upside. That's what I want to mark. So this particular one, well, I'll be slow. That's because I'm talking and explaining what I'm doing anyway. This is the other block that caused it to the upside. You can see now that the market came and retested it, but we don't need it because we already have another block. So because of this, no need to have this, but from here to here. So this one already take over. Because we're waiting for market to retest this zone, maybe reject and keep going up. That's what we'll be waiting for here now. So what I'm just want to show you that there is a change of character that occurred after here break above like this. There is another block here. You can still consider this place. So we already have this here now, so there's no point looking at them. So the market came back and retested the other block that caused the change of character to the upside, which is the best place to enter. And if you go now to 1 minute, you would have been able to spot turning pattern that helped this market to go to this point. Immediately it came back to it. It was a zone before, see a zone now, but a zone to the other direction. But there is something I need you guys to see. I don't know whether this thing is clear in terms of, you see, this is an invisible order block. The only explanation I normally give for this is other block that people don't see as another block. You understand? And you can see that is the place where the market has been rejected here for this day, rejected here, and after many days came back there and rejected there again. This other block, invisible order block, is fighting hard to take the market down, but I can see the market is fighting to keep moving up. All right. So, but I'm not going to put it anymore here. Anyway, I'm not going to put that anymore. And we moving to what you need to understand, that this is the size of this particular, from here to here. This is the zone where the market need to break out of to begin to make more progress towards the upside. And if it's not able to get to this place and reject, the market is going to fall down. If you reject around this zone, here we're having another block, and then we're having another confluence of a trend line from daily time frame. All right, so the market is likely, if you reject there's going to be a tamper. But for now, it's aiming to go to that. But we'll know more to know whether the market is actually going up or not talked about from lower time frame. So let's go to 4 hours. So for 4 hours, I take this as my order block, this bullish candle as my order block. So the size of my order block will come from here to here. That's where market should come and turn and do a turning pattern, and we take a buy trade. And then, so let me just change it to, okay, let me put this. This is another order block already tested, but it doesn't matter. Market come back to it. It can push market further to the upside. So the only thing that make us to know we need to take a trade or not to take a trade is the turning pattern. The turning pattern, like I tell you, guarantee you not to enter markets that will come and take your stop loss out. That's what the turning pattern helps you understand. It also make you understand that market is turning in the other direction so that you can get out, assuming you overstated your TP to take profit. So the turning pattern from that end will help you to understand that this market is turning. So you don't stay and be praying that don't worry, to get to my TP. You get out because after you spot a turning pattern. So that's a good mark out the zone. So these are the zone for a turning pattern for a buy. Market comes here. This is 4-hour time frame, so we still have a long way to go if market come here to take a buy. The same thing here. Mitigated order block, I don't consider that. I still consider it as a valid zone because turning pattern will tell me whether it's valid or not. All right. So that's why I say turning pattern is the main thing. Begin to understand turning pattern, then you can start doing exploit in the market. All right. This extreme side, I don't know whether we should still mark them out. Okay, since we already have our zone here. Okay, can still mark them out, but market is far. But let's just mark them out. Mark here, already tested, and here too, already tested, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, when market come there, you're marking out to help you, your eye to be there and watch whether turning pattern is taking place or not. That's the essence of marking them out. So let's go to 2 hours. You can still ask your question. I always see this guy with EA 19420. I think I've asked, you told me your name before, but I can't remember again today. So you can still tell me, because I can see you say thank you, sir, that for the question we answered. Okay, all right. All right. Okay, so let's come back here. So these are the zone we are waiting, but remember our entry time frame is where 15 minutes. When we get there, we can now decide where we are looking at. Do we have to refine this zone now? Have to refine this zone now. Yeah, of course. We can refine it to this other block. Let's take it to this other block. All right, but there is another other block here too. There is another block here. This one, no need. Let's just use this alone. This should be a set order block. All right. This should be a set order block. Though it mitigated, but like I told you, it doesn't matter. If you mitigate it 100 times, the only thing that should tell you what to do, okay, it has actually the price as, okay, as you can see now, it has mitigated in past, and you can see market came to it and there was a sell again. But we're going to remove it because there is another order block. It's a order block. Okay, let's just adjust it. Since we have another block here, we don't need that extreme point. I hope you can hear me, or you can still hear me. Listen, it's wasting our time, man. All right. So this is where we have now. And you can see, just like before we remove it from there, you see market came to it and tested it and sold. You see that? And even now, for the new one, it came and market still sold. And in fact, it's not done yet. All right. So all these things are important because market can come many times. It's only a turning pattern that will tell you exactly what to do. So this is 2 hours, right? So let's go to 1 hour time frame. Let's go to 1 hour time frame. All right, this is 1 hour time frame. So we start refining. Basically from here, let's just delete this. To bring it will be hard. So let's get another one to replace. This is another block here. This is another block here. It's quite long from here to here. And there's another one, invisible one on here itself, but we'll leave it because of this. All right, it's a sell order block. So let's refine this to this point. This is a sell here. See that? This is, all right. I mean, a buy. This is a buy. We're looking for, you'll be looking for a buy. For those who want to take a short trade, like what do you call them? Scalpers. You can be looking at that. If not, anybody that want to take a reasonable trade should wait for this price, if it's coming down, to come to this zone, this particular zone, or this particular zone here. So the same thing, we remove this because we have another block here. We have another block here. All right, basically this is where we'll be waiting for the price to come to, for us to take a very good trade from here. But remember, you watch for turning pattern depending on how long you want to, if you want to take a very short trade. Each of these places are places you should watch for a turning pattern. For instance, if you market come here and you watch for a turning pattern, you possibly want to take your profits from here. You get it? This is a 1 hour time frame, so it's still a little bit. Let's measure, for instance, for those that are you want to buy from there, want to long the position from here. How many are you looking at? That's about 1,000 BTC points. Let's say about 1,000. That is about whatever from there. So people will still, you can still get more than 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio if you are taking that short trade there. But like I said, you need to wait for the market to come here, this zone, if you want to take a buy. All right, while we sell, we need to wait for market to come here and reject. Now, sometimes it will take time before that will happen, but I'm just telling you the two zones you can wait for. Though this is 1 hour, let's go, but we can see it from here. But the price will do whatever I want to do. If it hits it here and do a turning pattern, remember, if turning pattern can, between here and the end of this week, that's where the turning pattern can occur. Anywhere in between, it can occur. When it's taking place, you take a sell. And if you take a sell from there, you're possibly going to be taking your profit around here or around here, like that. So let's just show out, assuming we want to take a sell from that point, even though, let's say we take a sell from here. In most cases, you have to wait until you come to this point, but assuming turning pattern occurred here, you see a candle in 1 minute that is going to make your TP to be very, very small. This 270 or let's say 250, okay, let's just leave it here like this, assuming that is your, and you took it to here, this is about 4,000, you take it here, this is about 4,000 move, point of BTC. If you take it here, this is about 5,000, about 5,000. We are talking about risk to reward ratio of 21, 1:21, risk to reward ratio. So these are the things we try to do. Taking trade at the extremes. It's not that everywhere you mark, you take a trade, but it's a place that make you to understand where turning pattern is likely to happen and where will the market get to. Like I said, if market turn here, come to here and turn, you're taking your profit around here, around this zone, because these are not major area. This is a major area. If it comes to here and do a turning pattern, the market is going to come back to this side. Assuming market comes reach somewhere around here and goes back to this place and does a turning pattern there, it's going to hit these zones. That is going to be setting. So the same thing, if market comes to this place and turn, it's likely going to go back hitting this zone. These are long distance trades you'll be taking. And that is how you take long trade with small risk to reward ratio, hitting your TP. So I'm just saying that when you analyze, you identify those areas that's why I say key zone. You mark out a lot of zones sometimes just for you to understand what market begin to do whatever it's doing when you get to that point. And then so that you can watch out for turning pattern. Because when you do this, you set your alert to alert you when market is reaching that zone, that your key zone. And then when you get your alert, then you can go observe what is happening there in terms of turning pattern, and then you take your trade. That is the procedure. All right, so let's go to 30 minutes, and then from there we'll go to 1 minute. All right, so let's begin to refine from here. This is where we are waiting for the market. If market come here, you can take a buy from here to this turning side. That's still going to be huge. If you measure it, you discover that it will be huge. All right, and that place looks like more market is likely to really turn if you get there. But what we tell you that is turning is your turning pattern. Don't forget that your turning pattern is the thing. So, all right, we come here and put this here. These are all buy zones. All buy zones. All right, these are all buy zones. All right. So even this now is an area. All right. So these are the points, but mostly here in a medium term base, this is where you are waiting to take your buy, this point. If market come there and begin to turn. So don't go and take a trade immediately market get there. You need to observe a turning pattern. That's a different thing. And that's why I say you can get a win rate that is extraordinary. I mean, a trade that we travel distance. If you just like here that I'm refining now under 30 minutes, that you allow market to come here, market turns from this zone. If market turns from this zone, then it goes far up. Like that. So these are the zones we are considering. So let's just go to 15 minutes and go and finish it up. So let's start from here. This other block is okay. Okay, so let's add one more other block from invisible other block here. So let's change it to say other block. What is the distance here? The distance is between here and here. Distance is between here and here. These are area where the market can turn if they came close to this area. You get it? These are places where market can turn. You watch for turning pattern before you take such trades. Turning pattern before you take such trades. All right. If you watch, you discover that I've taken a trade from here earlier in the day, and the trade has always come back to the place and go back, keep hitting this other block and going back. This is this is where the other block, this other block, where somebody is supposed to take, because this is not a long trade, supposed to take profit. But normally, in the one that I put on the chart, I extend it beyond here to see if it's going to hit here, like that. This is more like testing more, because this is other block we need to look at. We need to be looking at this other block. All right. So, but you see, the market is likely going to get there because he kept doing the same. Because he kept doing the same thing. He kept coming here and retesting, but it already hit my TP around this zone. You get it? Now, I take this trade here, I will have a better chance. We're having a better chance